Let us look at the next mode of communication, that is the telephones. Mode of communication. We have done postal. Now we are going to look at telephones, another mode of communication, the second one. Second mode of communication is telephone. Telephone. The telephone is the quickest and the most convenient means of communication. Quickest. It's the quickest and convenient. Means of communication. We can talk to person by dialing the number. We need to dial with STD code if you are calling from one state to another. If you want to call our grandfather in Uttar Pradesh, Delhi, we have to do, put the code and we get it. So it is, telephone is the quickest, most convenient way of communication. Now, today, telephone has become the most popular way of communicating. All right? Now, the world's highest, all right, so trunk. Now, STD services are used to link people within the country. ISD services are used to link people in different countries. So, within the country, we use STD. So, we use STD is used within the country. Within an ISD for international, ISD other within the country. And they are used in other countries. Okay, you can use that. Now, mobile phones have become very popular today. Mobiles have become very popular. Okay, next we are going to look at the third one. That is we have mass communication. So the third one is the mass communication. Mass communication. Let's look at mass communication. When you talk about telephone, who invented the telephone? Alexander Graham Bell. Okay? Who invented? Alexander. Okay? Alexander Graham Bell. He is the one who invented the telephone. Next, communicating messages to a very large group of people at different locations at the same time. So when you talk about mass communication, we talk about communicating to a large number of people. Large number of people at the same time in different places. All right, it's called mass communication. Now, this large number of people communicating, large number of people at different places, we get it through newspaper. Newspapers are used, magazines, then internet, cinema, and radio. All right. Now, and finally, we also have today television. Televisions. These are examples of mass communication. You want to reach something to a large number of people at different locations at the same time. So what do we use? We use newspapers, magazines, internet, cinema, radio, television. This will take to number hundreds of people together. Now, let us look at A, newspaper. Newspaper. Okay, what about the newspaper? Newspaper and magazines. Newspaper and magazines. Let's look at newspaper and magazine, how mass communication occurs. Newspaper carries news and articles from all over the world. So a newspaper, when you say you have articles and news from all over the world. All over the world. So everybody, we know, looking at the newspaper, you will know what's happening all around the world. Next, magazines carry articles, illustrations on few particular topics. So magazines only give some particular topic. Newspapers and magazines are printed in different languages. Yes, another thing is newspapers and magazines are printed in different languages. Different languages for people to read. Okay. Then, so you get magazines of all kinds. Newspaper, there are a number of newspapers today. Both in any language you can get newspapers. And so people are able to know what's happening over the globe. So newspaper and magazines are very important mass communications. Now, let's look at the next one. We are going to look at is internet. Internet. What about the internet? That's another mass communication. Internet. Internet is the fast and reliable means of communication. One, it is fast, very fast, reliable. Reliable means of communication. Then, it has brought the whole world to small workplace. So you can sit in one place and you can send fast, reliable news to any part of the world. Now, emails are used to send information to any part of the world. Another most important thing is emails. Emails can be sent and received to any part of the world. So through internet activity, emails are sent. It is one of the fastest means of communication today. It's the fastest, okay, and most reliable. We can also surf information about anything on the internet. So surfing can be done. Can surf for any information on the net. Surf for any information on the internet, and there it is. For surfing information, two types of internet are used. One, Wi-Fi. One is Wi-Fi. Modem. And two, USB. USB modem. So that's about internet. All right. Next, let us look at radio. Radio and television. Radio and television. Another mass communication. Radio, television. Radio is used only for listening news. So radios are used for only for listening. Only for listening. Only for listening to news. That is radio. All right? You can listen to news, songs, any program on the radio. Now, movies, news, any other programs happening at any part of the world, you can see through television. Now, what do you see through television? Movies. Movies, news. Any program happening. Any program happening over the globe can be seen on television. All right? Now, there are set timings for different programs. So, anything that is happening anywhere, news, you can watch movies, all can be seen on television, but timings are given for each program. You want to watch a particular thing, you have to watch out the timing. Okay, so radio and televisions are used only for listening to news or songs or some program. But television is used for seeing the movie, seeing and listening to the news, and any program that's happening, any part, anyway, you can see it on television. And there are various programs that's happening on television, but there are different timings for it. Now, let's look at what we are talking about. We spoke about mode of communication, telephone, the quickest way and the fastest way and most convenient way of communicating through telephone. And who found out this telephone? Alexander Graham Bell. Now, within the country, use code, STD code, and you can talk to anyone, any part of our country. Now, if you put ISD code, you can talk to anyone in other part of the world. Mobile phones have become very popular today, and instantly you can call anyone, anyway, anytime. Mass communication. Large number of people can be reached, any message can be given to them at different places, different people at the same time. Newspapers and magazines, internet, cinema, radio, television, all these are mass communications. Let's look at newspaper and magazine. Articles, news are found in the in newspaper, and they tell us what's happening over the globe. Then printed in different magazines and newspapers are printed in various languages for people to know. Internet, that's the fastest and the most reliable way of communication today. Through internet we can send email. You can surf on the internet for any information, for anything. And they say Wi-Fi and USB modem are the two types of internet connection. Radio, television. Radio is only for listening to music, listening to news. But television, you can actually see what's happening. You can see the movies. You can hear and see news being read. Any program happening anywhere, you can see it in the television. Television, there are a lot of programs going on. If you look at the timing, each program has a specific timing and you can watch them accordingly.